welcome to Fear to Fearless. So a couple of questions for you. Are you terrified of getting in front of the camera? Are you totally avoiding video content? Perhaps you're an introvert. Are you worried about what people might think of you if you get in front of the camera and record something and put it out for your business? So if any of these sound like you, we've got exactly the video for you today. We'll introduce ourselves. But I am Liz Hamlet. I'm director and founder of Spark Succeeds. I'm a transformational life coach and a business mentor and a professional organizer. And I'm going to pass over to Germán to introduce himself.
Hello, well, this is me. This is Germán, and I would define myself as a videographer. That is the bit that I feel really passionate about, just to support people creating that amazing videos, that engaging videos for their businesses. And also, well, I run with my brother this agency called Fun to Startup, in which we specialize in online growth. So in this bit, videos are just a must, sorry.
Fantastic. Okay. So do you want to tell us a little bit about why we've put this video together?
Well, Liz, I would say we've been speaking about this, and it's been a while since we've talked to different people, and they've told us like, oh, I feel so afraid to be in front of the camera. Oh, videos, yeah, I know they are important, but I don't feel like I'm gonna be in front of the camera anyway. So literally people that they are running businesses, like proper businesses, and they are not really counting on the power of the videos. So just imagine if they could just be in front of the camera and well, start taking advantage of that tool that we all have somehow.
Yeah, definitely. And there's been some research done recently. It's one of my favourite reports at the moment, which is by Insight 6, who did a report on how leaders are responding to COVID and the pandemic. Mm-hmm. Out of the top 10 core skills that leaders felt that they wished they'd had during this time that would have helped them get through the pandemic and sort of all the changes, video and social media are in the top 10, and also communication, about how they communicate with their both their staff and their customers. And there's also some information on return on investment of video content. So 83% of video marketers say that video has helped them with lead generation. Even more video marketers, 87%, say it's helped to increase traffic to their website, and also that's helped them directly increase sales. So important that we wanted to get this message out to you today. And I myself, and I know Germán as well, as he's mentioned, we've had so many conversations with people that are fantastic business owners, you know, really confident entrepreneurs, but just absolutely terrified of getting in front of the camera. So we've got together today. So I'm going to kick off with some tips about overcoming stage fright, and then I'm going to pass over to Germán for some of the tips on the technical side of things. Cool. So stage fright, I'm sure when you think of stage fright, you think of nerves and anxiety, and lots of reasons why not to film any video. You know, you can think of those reasons, oh, maybe I'll put it into my strategy for next year. Now is the time. More and more people are online currently. They're at home, you know, they've got more time on their hands, you know, not commuting to use this. So use this to your advantage to promote your brand. Sure. So to get over these stage fright nerves, one of the things I'd suggest that you do is pick a clear intention. So what are you hoping to get out of the video? Is it to raise awareness? Is it to promote a particular service or a new initiative that you've got coming up? Once you've got that intention clear, that should really help you with your video. So make sure this is a sort of very simple intention. Don't make it a really complex one. And make sure that when you are promoting, you get that video out. And we've got a little guest star here.
Yes, this is
who definitely wants to do a video.
He wanted to be. I think he's cute enough, so you can see the guy's got that posture, that presence. So yeah,
it was great to have another audience member joining us. So, my next point is to be really aware of your breathing. One of the things that that happens when you're anxious, or you have this stage fright, I'm sure you felt it when you've been doing some presentations, your breathing gets very shallow, you sort of maybe more rapid, you're not getting the oxygen down into the sort of full capacity of your lungs. So make a very obvious attempt to calm yourself down. It might be just closing your eyes for a few seconds and taking a deep breath right down into the lower part of your lungs, and breathe out for sort of longer time. So maybe in for 4 and out for 8. Hopefully after a few minutes, this will start to calm you down, and that sort of biology of your body will start to calm you down. So the next point is a really good one. So how to trick the biology of your body. What I would suggest is, just before you're about to film a video or to do a presentation, if you're talking about sort of doing things live or online, is to eat something, not anything too heavy, perhaps some fruit or veg, snacks, or even to chew some gum in the run-up. And actually the movement of your jaw will relax, and it will also make you sort of release the tension there, and that will in turn make you more at ease and less anxious. So also, if you're worried about your voice perhaps cracking during your video, then sort of practice a little bit, start talking, even if it's in the toilets or in your kitchen.
Once you're having a shower, yeah, for sure.
Once you're having a shower, have a little sing, warm up some notes. So my next point is, just to remind you, it's okay to feel a bit nervous. Even these people that you see that are sort of getting in front of the camera regularly, there'll have been a time when they started off, when they first got in front of the camera, that they did feel nervous. So I think by accepting the anxiety, this actually in a funny way will calm you down. So don't sort of try and avoid the anxiety, just note that you're anxious. And I think just by naming that feeling, that will calm you down.
Yeah, you're tricking your brain somehow. So then you're getting the position like, okay, we're going to do this. I feel nervous, but actually that nervous feeling can also help you just to go and try to do it better, because you're feeling that pressure. So somehow on the pressure, we work out things better, I would say.
Yeah, and exactly. And I do say that to people when they're sort of feeling nervous for perhaps doing presentations or, getting in front of the camera. Actually, your body's way of making you perform better, if you can harness that and not get sort of over nervous, is the adrenaline. So, make use of this in your sort of biology. So my final couple of points. Be enthusiastic. Now this will show in your presentation. I mean, I'm someone, I'm quite energetic naturally, but when you try and have that in your voice and in your presentation when you're doing videos. And my final point is practice. As much as you can, just when you think of something, just record a very quick piece and just get used to it. Even if you're not posting these or publishing them anywhere, just getting used to talking to that bit of glass and plastic and metal in front of you, your phone or laptop or a camera, is just get over that fear factor. So they're my tips for sort of the confidence side. But I know a lot of you were sort of quite nervous about the techie side of things. So I'm going to pass over to the expert on that, Germán, who's going to talk a bit about the tech factor.
Yeah, and Liz, just linking with your comments. For example, I'm normally behind the cameras. I'm not usually in front of the cameras. What I'm doing is just, I'm managing the situation. So I'm kind of directing the shot as well. So then you need to get that right video shot in which that is scene that is correct. So the person that is in the scene is looking natural, is looking friendly, is looking good. So for that bit, I will just apply some of yours, your takes. Is very nice. It's very good. And well, about the text, for example, there is there is a process. The video creation is a process in which we can take it from different steps. There's people that they just jump in front of the camera and they feel amazingly. So then they did it just in one way. That is good. And also we have other kind of people that they need more preparation somehow. So for those people that they need to prepare better, the first thing I would recommend is just, I would call the preparation, or I would call the pre-production. It's not pre-production ready. My first thing I would say, write down all the ideas, write down the purpose of your video. So I am creating this video today because, write down all the ideas that come to mind and have kind of a little script that will help you just to focus on the ideas, the main ideas that you want. And if you want to write them down, so if you have more information to add, just go ahead and do it. Then you can just read that information, be prepared before the shooting. So
yeah. No, that's great. And I know what works for me is, I've sort of tried a few ways, and what works for me is just some bullet points.
Okay.
You know, so you're not trying to read everything, and just, you know, you can talk around those. But, you know, for other people, it might be a sort of full script, definitely. So it's worked for you.
Here it goes, Liz. Yeah, bullet points. If that works for you, then just go ahead and do it that way. Because the important thing that I want to highlight here is that having a clear message that will help you when you go and jump in front of the camera afterwards. And also it would help you just to share the message that is concise and clear. So the next tip I would say is around framing and illumination. So basically my frame in this case is this one. As you can see, I'm sitting in front of the camera is at the same height of my eyes, and the other thing that we can just see is my background. I know it's not that exciting, but it's quite of balanced. It's not distracting. So in the end, what we want is just people to focus on our faces, because we are the speakers, we are the person sharing the message. Also, I would say the only thing I don't like that much is the window. We have a window, and especially here in the UK where lights just change very quickly, that can make our background too shiny, and then we can look dark in front of the camera. We don't want that. So for that, I would recommend just to have a direct focus of light. That would be LED panels. For example, I got two here pointing at my face, and you can find them. They are very cheap on Amazon, for example. So every time you are going to shoot a video, just put it there, prepare your frame, and once you're happy, then just go ahead and shoot the video. That is the third point. And my tips on that moment when you go to hit the record button is just that. Push the record button and start speaking. Start your message as you were planning, as you were practicing before. And if you think that, oh, it's not like that, just don't go and stop the video. Just leave it there, and in the editing you will trim it, and you will have the message that you want to share. So just don't stop. And for example, if you are standing, just don't lose your framing. Just mark something on the floor, and then you know where to stand every time. And then if you want to go around and just shake it off a bit, then you have that point marked. And if you're sitting, I would say once we are sitting, we are more relaxed. And if you prefer just to shoot standing, be careful, because sometimes while we are standing, we are more kind of active, so we start moving around. And so
I think that's really important. We've talked about sort of having enthusiasm, but you know, like with that enthusiasm might come the movement, especially if you're standing up. So I think that's a great tip.
Thank you, Liz. And yeah, I think it can be helpful, especially for those people that are very active and they move around, because then if they start here, they might end up here, and we don't want that. It kind of ruins the scene a bit. And also too much activity in front of the camera, if we move too much, can be also distracting, especially depending on the message we want to share. If it's something serious, if it's not that serious, if you want to be friendly. Also depends a bit on the message. You can play around and see what works better as well, just testing a bit. And yeah, the last tip I would say is the editing. That is when creativity comes in. I'm Apple and Apple user. I've got a Mac and also an iPhone. So for example, in our iPhones, we have iMovie. That is a tool that is amazing. It's very simple to use, and we can just do quick editing to our videos. That is going to make them stand out a bit, be more friendly to watch and more engaging. So for example, in there, I would say adding a fade in and fade out in the beginnings and in the end. Also, you can add kind of a image that introduces the video. That would be great. And also some comments or text like lower thirds that they might appear, well, let's say around here or around here. Just adding some information and making it more dynamic. And the other bit important nowadays is subtitles. For this one, that is quite tricky because it takes time, especially because you have to type them in. And there is that application that is called Clips that it helps you just creating the subtitles, because you hit the rec button and then it's going to help you. Yeah, it's quite accurate writing down the script, the captions. So if you are not Mac user, that you can be, obviously, then there is a app called Filmora that I think is very powerful as well, and is quite cheap, the license. Or if not, you're going to have the watermark, but sometimes it's not that interesting just to have the watermark on it.
Yeah, I really like InShot as well, which is the same. You do have a watermark, but it's really easy to sort of drag sort of music or different things. So yeah, fantastic.
Okay, another app. We have another app in there. That's cool. That's great stuff.
Brilliant. Well, thanks so much. So just to sort of wrap up, just sort of one final tip from you, Germán. What's your final tip you would add?
Wow. Well, my last and final tip, that is a tricky one. Well, I would say it's just do not overthink. Just go ahead, jump in front of the camera. You have your phone, just put it in front of you and start shooting video. In the end, if the video is not good enough for posting, if you consider that bit, then it doesn't matter. Then you can see yourself and you are practicing. So I would say that it's just don't overthink, just go ahead and do it.
Fantastic tip, thanks. And I think the final one from me is just to remember that no video recording is absolutely perfect. As a presenter, when you're watching back, you'll often pick out, you've stumbled over a word, or, there's something that you missed out saying. Don't give yourself a hard time. The key thing is sort of the energy, the overall message. I can guarantee your audience are not poring over every single word you're saying, picking out any small errors that perhaps they're not even noticing these. So really get practicing and don't give yourself a hard time, really. So finally, there's if this sounds like you and you found this useful, there's a couple of things that both myself and Germán together and individually can do to help you. So for me, if you feel that this has been useful and you're really suffering with the sort of confidence piece about getting in front of the camera, and sort of doubts and excuses that you're giving yourself, get in touch with me. I'm doing a one-to-one Fear to Fearless coaching package. So I will work with you one-to-one and give you some homework for the recordings. And also between us, we're putting together a course. So if this has been useful and you want to work with us in a bit more detail, so if this sounds like something you're interested in, then get in touch. Comment on the comments below, or get in touch with us individually. And Germán, how can you help for people that are interested in getting involved in video content but are a bit scared?
Well, I could literally support anybody in the different steps of the process while you are creating a video. So since the very beginnings, planning, what is it going to be the video? What is the purpose of the video? What is the audience that you want to target with that video? And all that marketing aspect, just I could support you in that. And afterwards, so just searching what is it going to be the right frame, just minding the background, minding the lights, and some other bits while shooting as well. I could just, well, go with my equipment, shoot the video, or if not, for the editing bit, I could just edit the footage that you might have recorded, and you don't feel like you are editing, or you don't have the time, you don't feel like you have the tools, or whatever it is. I could support you with that as well. So yeah, I think in any of that aspects, I could support you.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
And that's all sort of services through Fund to Start Up, and you know what we're doing for you especially. So if this sounds like you and you've learned some things, I'd really like to hear your comments, and also if there's any other areas we've not covered, please mention those below. And we're still sort of finalising the course content, so there's always room to include things that, you know, are really helpful for you. So thank you so much for listening, and do feedback to us, get in touch and let us know what you think.
Also, thank you guys for have taken part of this, and well, I think this is just amazing because we are joining two different expertises that they match together amazingly. That is a coaching side, how to overcome that fears, that barriers that we put in front of us, and they stop us of creating our videos that they're going to be awesome contents for promoting our businesses, and also the technical side that are going to make those videos to look more professional, more engaging and dynamic. So yeah,
that's fantastic. So thanks so much, Germán, for being part of this as well, obviously with your techie tips and expertise. So over to you, our audience. So just what is the first step you're going to take to move from fear to fearless when it comes to putting together video content? So have a think, start recording today. So thanks ever so much for joining us, and take care. Bye.
Bye-bye.